Hey everyone, my name is Maribel and I'm a counselor at Merced Adult School. So this week we're going to be talking about tips on how to be an effective communicator. So they call it effective communication skills, but these are going to be some tips. And why I decided to do that? Because communicating is an everyday thing. In order to get anything done, you have to communicate. They say that in order to communicate, you have to be able to connect. And connecting really increases your influence in every situation, whether it's with coworkers, whether it's with friends in the community, with your partner in marriage or not, or just in partnership with your family. So this applies to anyone. So I'll be referring to some professional, some personal, be kind of going back and forth. Because, you always greeting people, you have to talk, you're always asking questions and answering questions, and you're writing messages or emails to coworkers or just in general for anyone. So this is definitely going to help and give you tips on how to be more effective in communicating. So these are good tips. There's about 14, so I'm going to try to hurry up. Okay, so one is that aim to respond, not to react. A lot of the times we try to use our emotions and either we're too mad or happy, and so make sure you're listening. You listen, you try to process and think about what you're going to say, then respond. Don't react, right? So they always say, take a deep breath, pause, give yourself 30 seconds and take charge of your emotions. That's going to be very important, right? Sometimes you could say things that you don't want to say. So it's always good to think twice before answering someone, especially if an emotion, there's anger, especially anger, or upset, you're upset or sad. Always, take your time. So that's one. Make sure you aim to respond, not to react. Another one is send out positive vibes. Okay, so we always say people are always complaining. There's always this negative thing. So whatever you want from others, be able to give them, be able to model it. You want people to listen to you. Make sure you're listening to them first. Always try to look at the positive of things, instead of complaining about things. Make that a positive reframe. Be that leader. Think of it as someone's always watching. They always say someone's always watching. Be a leader. So if everyone's complaining, you don't want to be around that person. You have to wear a mask. Okay, well, at least we look like ninjas. That's a positive reframe. I've always wanted to be a ninja. So try to turn things around, make things positive, create the environment, the climate that you want, a positive one. Okay, another one is be present. A lot of the times we're so busy, we're always in a hurry to do things. We have 1,000 things in our mind that we gotta do, especially as leaders. Focus on each and every word someone's saying without interrupting. And how are you gonna do this? And this is called effective listening. Either paraphrase what someone is saying. What was the whole point of them telling you, right? Say things that means say things in your own words. So this is what I hear, right? When you're talking to someone or anyone in general, one person or a lot of people, be nodding, to or all right, yes, okay, I understand. Well, these are words that you want to, they're fillers, right? Because you're nodding, that means you're listening. So this is called active listening. So, but that means you're showing that you're present. You want to be looking at their eyes. And we'll mention some of those tips when I talked about Tony Robbins, what he mentions. But be present, be in the moment. Good body language, a good handshake, if you're meeting someone, walk straight and stand up straight. Stand up with the winner's position. Feel strong, because it really reflects a powerful personality. People will listen to you if you stand up straight and you look, presentable and, have presence. So that's good body language, which we'll talk a little bit more later. Again, Tony Robbins says a little bit more on that. Believe in what you say. What does that mean? So when I'm talking to you again, I'm presenting this, I must be passionate about what I must believe in, right? People need to believe you believe in what you're saying. So it's not like you don't have to convince people to believe what you're saying. You want to convince people need to believe you, that you believe what you're saying, if that makes any sense. But it really comes with be passionate, a lot about it with passion. So believe in what you say. Be open to the unknown. They always say, there's always room for improvement. You want to learn more. I think when someone's talking to you, figure out what you're learning from what they're saying. Everyone has a story. We'll talk about more about storytelling, but everyone has a story, and you should always be a student, even if you have students. I always say, tell me your story. What's your story? Because everyone has a story. So believe that you can be better and can offer more. So if you always see everything as learning opportunity and you're learning, you will continue learning, and you're a forever student, right? Okay. Practice more. What does that mean? Well, how can you be an effective communicator if you're not practicing? And how does that look like? They say you have to read a lot and write a lot. 15 to 20 minutes every day. That's going to help you be more articulate, know way more, and you want to know way more than you're talking about. Sometimes people just read their notes. I have my notes right here. I'm not kidding. I do have my notes. But you want to know way more. You want people to know that you know more, and you can go off your notes, which I try, and I usually do, because I do believe in what I'm saying, that it's very important. Then we have master storytelling. So they say never making a point without a story, and never tell a story without a point. Whenever you're talking to someone, have a purpose. What's the reason you're talking to them? Who are you? Be answering this in your head. What do you have? And why should I care? Every time your audience think about whether you're talking in front of a lot of people or you're talking to someone else, there was a reason I'm talking to them, what can they learn, and why should they care of what I'm saying? Keep asking those questions in your head. Create a significant emotional event when you're telling a story. Create a special moment and experience, and be the story. Be the story when you're telling your story. Be present. That kind of goes back to that. So master storytelling. Commit emotionally. Feel how it is important. Okay? Transfer your energy. Be confident and convincing. Show that you really care. I think that's really important. Really important. When you're genuine and you care, as with my counseling, my students can feel when I'm being real, when I'm being genuine, and that they know that I care, that I really care. It's not my job, but I really do care. So I think this is really important. Emotional commitment behind your words. Have that emotional commitment behind your words. There's always invoke that emotion that you care, that you're there to help, that, and if you have that, people will listen, and you will be an effective communicator. Another one is creative participation energy, learning and fun energy. So asking questions, filling the blanks, say isn't that right? And you're like, yeah. Who here is this old? And you ask questions, people answer, and even though they're easy questions, you're connecting. You creating this energy of people they're comfortable talking to you, which makes you comfortable talking to them. So, and so one says, what you say is important. So be honest and be clear and straight with that person. And this is the acronym HAIL. I forgot. So the first one is H, honesty, be clear and straight, and true. Okay. And then A is for authenticity. Be yourself. Be you. Integrity. Be your word. Do what's right. That's important. When no one's looking, are you doing what's right? And then L is for love. Of course, not romantic love, but wish people well. You want to wish people well. Okay? So HAIL. Honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. And how you say it is just as important. It increases the power of speaking. So we'll talk about the register, speaking down to like your chest, lower your voice, your pitch, with power and authenticity. Like the register where you have it, which is so high, or like or in a low voice. People will listen more if it's coming from the lower area, right? The timbre is warm and rich. That means that you are trying to be warm and you're smooth, and people just listen to that. The pace, have some silent, sometimes speed up and go faster, but sometimes slow down. Your pitch, don't go too high, but you can go high to get a point, or you can go low. And then the volume, broadcast or whisper. You know, sometimes you're going really loud or you're going really soft, and you see if people are listening, right? So this is where Tony Robbins comes in, and he talks about rapport. Rapport is power, and I know that's really important with counseling. What does rapport mean? It's total responsiveness between people. There's connection, there's spark between relationships. You're like, you know, things are going. If you don't have that rapport with someone, you can't get things done. It is created by a feeling of commonality. You have to find something that are in common, and he'll show you, and I'll tell you how you can find those. So just to give you an idea, communication skills is about 7% of words. That means that 93% is how your body is, like what your body is saying. So let's look at what he says. So one strategy that Tony Robbins says is matching and mirroring. People like people who are like themselves, or how they would like to be. Right? You know, you only like the people that think like you, that act like you, right? But how can you get other people to like you if there's not, like, at least not think like you or have the same beliefs as you? So they say, meet people where they're at. I always tell people, I go, if that's where you're at, if that's where your vocabulary is, I'm going to meet you where you're at. Become like the person you're communicating with. Style is more important than substance initially. It's like how you say things is more important than what you're saying. That's what they're saying. At first, of course, because you still have to have substance eventually. You know, you want to make sure the person feels heard, understood, and feel like they're as smart as you, like you are the same smartness, right? So how do you do it? You do it with tone. You're the tempo. We talked about the volume, you know, sometimes going up and down. Your posture, how you stand up straight. Gestures, if they saying like certain way, you say like them. A lot of Italians use their hands a lot. I use them a little bit. You know, eye contact. Don't be staring at them. Like, right, I'm not staring at you, but you know, go on and off with contact, unless there's like cultural things. Breathe at their pace to feel how they are feeling. Feel connected. I remember in band, we breathed together and we felt so connected and so in sync. And something in the personal level that said, when you're intimate, if you feel disconnected with your partner, just try to breathe at the same time as the partner is. You know, use your facial expressions, right? And the distance, keep your distance. And touch. We talked about this love language of physical touch. Sometimes just a pat in the back, a hug only if it's your partner, a fist bump, high five. That could mean a lot to someone. So maybe understanding how people are. So you have all these great tips on how to communicate. And I really like a lot of what Tony Robbins, I'm going to try the matching and the mirroring to say, hopefully maybe if it's a potential partner or my interviews, I'm going to try to use it because maybe that can help. Because remember, you want people to like you. You want people, because that you can able to either get a job, you know, you can communicate, people will think you are like a powerful person and they will listen to you. So I feel like these communication skills and tips that I just mentioned can help you a lot. So remember, aim to respond, not to react. Send positive vibes. Be present. Use your good body language. Believe in what you say. Be open to the unknown. Practice more. Read and write. Master storytelling. Commit emotionally and have creative participation energy. Remember, rapport is power. So, and how do you do that? You can do the matching and mirroring. So anyhow, that's what I have this week for you guys. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. I know I did. So till next time, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.